Yeah, so I thought I'd just make a little installation regarding. Did you know what I was doing? The
No,
prevention before injury prevention.
Injury, right.
Injury prevention. Yeah. So this, I would maybe put this like in a stadium somewhere, just reminding like kids of people to like stretch before and like.
See, and you could have a whole module on playing too, because kids still go out and recess, right? They have. Do we even call it recess here?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you go out and play. You have to use.
But yeah, so the action is like you'd match up the yellow to yellow and then
Oh, okay.
put your hands on here
like
and then
hamstrings, right? Or-
calves and Achilles. You just push and like bend your knee a little bit forward. Yeah, and then you can feel it on your.
Yeah, I can feel it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to try? This is user testing.
Yeah,
A
user
little bit
testing.
too short.
Yeah, because I based it off my legs.
You gotta have adjustable feet.
But yeah, I don't know where I would put this. I don't know if I would put this in public or in arenas and stadiums. Like, I'm not sure. But yeah, I just thought I'd use a test today and see what people thought about it.
Yeah, well, let's just say, as a start, as a prototype, you're showing, I mean, this is an interactive way to not only remind somebody of what they should do. So if you didn't know, basically we could actually decrease sports injuries by a whole lot if people would just take the time to do a few simple stretches. Usually sports specific sometimes, depending on what you need to do. Mm-hmm. But I think Sean said it's like lack of time sometimes, or just you forget or you get lazy about it, and you just get out there on the field.
Might also be lack of knowledge. I mean, I would never stretch before playing sport.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't know what stretches to do as well.
So this is a device. This is definitely. Let's just say this. If I could imagine at the end of next semester and you had a display on exposure and you basically were talking about the importance of stretching, and this is just basically how you want to engage people with your project, this is kind of clever, isn't it? I mean, to the same degree that if you lay out a game there and somebody starts playing it, that gets into it. But then the actual project could be like, well, how are you going to get... you were kids too, right? You were thinking about teenagers in particular, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, kids and teenagers.
Yeah. But probably 10 up, right?
Yeah, 10 up.
Yeah.
It was 10 to 18.
10 to 18.
Yeah.
So I can remember these things sometimes.
Yeah.
So how can you... And we talk about regiment and habit as well. Mm-hmm. And it's just something you do each time.
Yeah, how do I make it so that they would put it in their regular routine and like not have anyone remind them and they just do it themselves?
Right.
Yeah. And yeah, that's what I kind of want to accomplish.
So you need, just like Evie needs to be like, okay, this is what we're doing now. So this is the module that we're going to play or build on. You need to somehow figure out where to put this in somebody's consciousness. So the idea that did we talk about? We talked about the
wearables.
In wearables, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In the idea that maybe that's something that knows you're thinking about doing something, or predictive algorithms, even in your phone, that knows you're going to do something. Now, then the key is, who was it? I was pretty excited. If you want to talk to Brooke, she's highly considering VR. So, one thought is, if you're reminded, say we brought this into the AR space, the augmented reality space. It's like your phone. It's yet another app, but you have an app that starts to get to know you. Do you like calendars? Do you like to schedule your time? So Evie would probably put like she's going to play volleyball or whatever. So what stuff don't you stretch for? How active are you?
I usually play futsal.
Okay.
Or like go for bike rides and like walk.
And I don't know biking unless you're really going to do hard uphill biking. Do you really need to stretch?
Yeah, you could pull stuff, I think, from biking because you're using your legs like a lot.
You definitely need to cool down afterwards too. Like
Yeah,
Stretch,
cooling
and the
down
cool down
as well.
stretch.
Yeah.
So it could be one of those things, especially if you're getting, there's the habit, but like Evie said, she's not sure which things she should do necessarily, or it's things should help her specifically.
Yeah.
Just spitballing here, there could be the thing if the device knows that you're yet again playing whatever or doing your thing, it knows your schedule, or it's simply using some predictive algorithms to start knowing you better. It could be the nanny that comes in and says, be sure
Remember
you
to.
stretch, remember to stretch. But then you could take it one step further, and it's like, well, I'm supposed to do some, whatever these are again, stretches. And it's like, wouldn't it be great if like you just saw a wall, you point your phone on there, and you saw a figure, whether it was like an illustrated figure, and it's doing it, and it's saying things. I will promise to try to take a picture for you. But there is, so there's a small gym in my apartment building. I'm using it regularly. I'm pretty proud of that. But it's one of those multi-gym things where you have, like, there's 3 seats and you can configure it a bunch of different ways. So I don't know which ones to use and how to set it, but they've got this poster on
illustrations.
the wall.
Yeah.
And they're real people too, so they're not even illustrations, but it says, the one thing bad about it is it says it uses all I know most of the terms, but like pectorals or lateris dorsum and stuff like that, it uses all the technical terms. So I'm like, okay, I think I know what abdominals are. I know what biceps are.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's almost a little too technical.
Yeah.
So, but it's like, it's too bad it's like, it doesn't say flat tummy or something. That's the one. Or in your case, it's like you want to avoid certain things like
Big words.
Yeah. Did we talk long enough? Like, I used the word Charlie horse.
No.
So, is that term familiar with you?
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
That's the one. I think it's this much muscle gets overextended to the point where you can't. You're dying and seemingly
Like a cramp.
A cramp. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
just a severe. I think it's kind of a severe cramp.
cramp.
And I've had one in the Achilles tendon too. It's
Yeah.
like that was just like a dumb one. Like you stretch so hard that you can cause yourself a cramp.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because one of the responses I was gonna do for my project was make an app, like a personalized app, and then say you're playing volleyball that week, you could pick click volleyball, and then it'd be like, oh, these are the stretches you need to do for this upcoming game. Make sure you eat right, and afterwards make sure you cool down. So you would be picking what sport you're playing that week, and it'd tell you what to do for your preparation. Yeah. What do you think?
It still could, if you want to go this route, it still could start to learn your routine if you do have a routine.
Yeah.
But you might have fun with the idea. It's like, I would think of Evie. It's like, well, okay, it tells me what stretches to do, but what if I don't know how?
Right.
The thing that would be useful would be like if you could, for example, set up your phone and it would tell you if you're doing it right. Because I mean, you can see a picture, but you
right.
don't know if you're actually doing it.
Yeah. So if you set it up, and then it could somehow.
Or like it could tell you should feel this here, or like somehow to.
So it shows you first, maybe, and then it watches you do it. That's not
I
bad
don't know
at
if
all.
that's a bit creepy, but like.
Yeah. It watches you do it, and then it'll be like, oh, yeah, correct.
Did we this will be for both of you then, maybe kind of. Let's see. I do believe our wireless network is better these days. Sorry. So what I'm particularly excited about this, and this could apply to Evie in the sense that, showing a fruit or a vegetable and what it is, that's very, I don't want to call it static, but it's not showing an action or emotion. It's not saying, or even emotion. So those are much harder things to depict. But I once challenged, I had this really cool... So I had a group of students, not here, this is the University of Cincinnati, and we technically had a client, so it was the World Health Organization, WHO, but there was this group of, they're called biomedical technicians assistants, and they're people in hospitals that can fix medical equipment. But what happens in places like Rwanda is they have all this equipment, and a lot of it's donated, everything from blood pressure apparatus to like really expensive, like $10 million x-ray machines. What happens is these things break, and no one knows how to fix them. And then English would be your second language, but then how do you actually do it? So literally, I don't know if either of you have done anything electronic enough to use electrical tape. So let me back up for a second too, which was really fascinating. So I didn't come up with these exercises. Actually, Duke University, they actually went through and discovered where all of the major pitfalls as far as fixing metal equipment was, and they came up with about 32 different techniques that would fix some astronomical, like 70-75% of medical equipment failures. Only 30 different things, and a lot of the times it's a broken wire or a blocked tube, but if you don't know how to diagnose it and fix it, you don't know how to do it. So I had these guys go through and actually figure out, read the exercise, because we had all these write-ups from Duke, but it wasn't illustrated, it wasn't easy to follow, and so our challenge was how much of the instructions can we take away and leave it with illustration. So, and then we had this whole fun thing, and her little illustrations were really great, but we also went through, and I should probably share Johnny this too, but the idea that we could figure out how to render these things best. And what was really fun, what I wanted to show you both, was like showing, we could show multiple steps of a process in one single frame. And even though it seems easy, it's like, what is that kid's name, Jared, I think? Just figuring that stuff out. So often what we did is I called these reenactments. So we reenacted like the stretch, filmed somebody so that you could show somebody in an animation or whatever how to do it. What are the motions, what are the muscles, whatever it might be. Some of them liked it soon. So part of we're going to have IKEA soon, but
yes,
you know what? Have you ever seen the instructions for IKEA? We, from Cincinnati, Ohio, right now, we are interviewing the 2 people responsible for all the illustrations on how to build all the furniture worldwide for IKEA. It was so cool doing the Skype interview. And so, we try to understand our user and all that kind of stuff, but just the very idea, it's like, what business do we, as designers, fixing medical equipment? Well, someone had already done that research and figured that out, but we were good at visualizing it. Of course, they would have preferred to animate it because I was making them draw for the first time. And one of my favorite things that I made them do was they had to reenact it, then sketch it, then digitally draw it. So I wonder, especially for Sean, but I wonder even for you, if you're thinking about what the end goal is, having a conversation or going out to recess and actually trying to say phrases, it's like, if you work backwards from the goal, you might come up with really cooler actual game sets themselves, or even ways to do it. It's like, what if there was a game where you had to hand off words, because you're going to hand off, you're going to play, I don't know, you're going to play a similar game on recess. Matching might make sense for the food like you're doing, because if I'm going to order something at lunch, or I'm going to go to the cafeteria, or however we do it here, it's like, if you could order the food, then it makes sense that it's like a menu, picking things from a menu. Oh yeah, should that feel like a menu?
Interesting.
Yeah. So if you could give, flashcards have a context of even like more advanced learning, like when you're in high school. So flashcards feels like a very educational thing. But if each of your lessons could feel like the thing that you're supposed to be doing,
like real life simulations.
Yeah. That could even be cooler, because that's context on top of everything else. And your reward is food. You'll get some cake.
You've got to have that
And don't be afraid to push it and get really creative about it, because just rehashing the same old things that we do. You try to think like an 8-year-old rather than 21. 20-year-old. Yeah.
Cool.
Sorry, that end part was more for her than you.
That's alright, no worries. Yeah, still helps me.
No, this is nice. This is nice. This is a prototype, so a proof of concept. Get some people
Yay.
to stretch.
Cool.
Yeah. Now that stretched,
You're
I'm ready
done.
for a beer.
Thank you, Andre.
Thank you, guys.